Lijiang, Tiger Leaping Gorge and Shangrila are my travel destinations in 2013 in the province Yunnan. The ancient city of Lijiang, with all the two-story historical buildings and the cobblestone lanes, belongs to the World Cultural Heritage of the UNESCO. In the morning, the city is quiet and contemplative. In the evening, this will change dramatically. Above the ancient city, on the Lion Hill, singing birds can get every morning fresh air. The pagoda is nicely located to provide a fantastic view on the hundreds of roofs of Lijiang ancient city. Inside the pagoda there are a lot of Buddhistic paintings and small statues. Below the pagoda is Mu Fu's residence, a huge palace which is still preserved as it was built in the times of the Ming and Qing dynasties. The ancient city is full of shops with clothes, tea, meat and everything else tourists may need. And there is a big central market where fresh fruits, vegetables and meats are offered every day. Countless restaurants offer the entire variety of the Southwest Chinese cuisine. As soon as it dawns, the lanes of Lijiang get crowded and more noisy. People simply have fun now. There are so many places to try local delicious food. For Western tourists, however, some of them are very exotic and you need to be brave to taste them. All the shops have opened their doors until late in the night. And from dozens of crowded bars one can hear loud modern music. Towards midnight, shops close and the city becomes silent. Only here and there sentimental guitar music can be heard before the city goes to sleep. Shuhe is a small town close to Lijiang. It has a similar townscape and atmosphere, but everything is smaller, not so much noise, and there are less tourists here. This place is a favorite for professional photo shooting. In the surroundings of Lijiang there are villages visited by tourists very seldom. But before one can get there, often traffic jams cause delays. The reason is roadworks for a new 300-kilometer long highway to make traveling from Lijiang to Shangrila easier and faster in the very near future. Today I go with a driver, his private car and an experienced tour guide. On our way we have a nice stop at a local restaurant where we select the fresh fruit from the kitchen. Then we pass some small towns where tombstones are made, and finally we get to one of the remote villages. It's very calm here. People are either working on their fields to plant grain and vegetables, or they are sitting in front of their houses and smoke and talk with their neighbors. farmers use every square meter of their ground to cultivate grain, vegetables and fruits for their own needs, but also to earn some yuan on the farmers' market. A very comfortable bus leaves Lijiang at 9 AM for the famous Tiber Leaping Gorge. The smooth bus ride takes about 2 hours, and in the small town of Jiaotou, minibuses wait to bring travelers to one of the 3 or 4 guest houses in the gorge. Oh, what an adventurous bus trip! Underneath the road, the Yangtze River roars. From the riverbed, steep mountains rise to the sky. More than 4,000 meters above the river, the peaks of the Jade Dragon Snow Mountains, unfortunately often hidden by the clouds, reach an altitude of 5,600 meters. Nowhere else in the world there is a gorge as deep as the Tiger Leaping Gorge. There is one place from where steep steps go down to the riverbed. Oh, what a noise here! For their way back to the road, some tourists prefer to get carried up. Really a hard job, but on the other hand, it guarantees some income for the people living in the gorge. The next day I am sitting in a bus to Shangrila. Now we are in a border area with Tibet. Shangrila is an autonomous Tibetan prefecture, and one can feel immediately that life and townscapes are different as in other parts of China. On the market square, fresh snacks are offered, at which everything is focused on the meat of the yaks, which are the Tibetan highland cattle. But there are also local mushrooms and vegetables offered. Here as well, shops string together similar as in other Chinese ancient cities. Front doors are protected with heavy colorful curtains made of yak wool. On a hill in the city center, a huge Tibetan monastery overlooks the town of Shangrila. This place offers a marvelous view over the mere endless extent of the high plateau and the 6,000 meters high mountains in the distance. Next to the monastery is an over-dimensioned Tibetan prayer wheel. It needs at least 10 strong arms to set it in motion, but everybody who is coming here tries it, and mostly with success. This brings a lot of fun, and it also should bring luck. In the temple, a few monks murmur their Buddhistic sutra, and friendly figures smile from the sanctuary on the visitors. In the restaurant, an open fire, hot ginger tea and hot soup help to fight the cold. Here in the peripherals of Tibet, it's possible to eat with Western cutlery. On the outskirts of Shangrila, there is the huge Songzhanlin monastery, the biggest Buddhistic monastery in Yunnan. It was built about 450 years ago at an altitude of 3,300 meters and is still in use nowadays. Steep steps lead to the numerous buildings of the monastery. The interior rooms are decorated with admirable woodwork, colorful wall paintings and noble tapestries. As it is a living monastery, visitors are only allowed to visit a part of the entire facilities. On the roofs there are countless gold-plated figures. They serve as a symbol of the richness of this monastery.
Mo,我给你不就不得连家不通啊我。你是等那个等那是干啥了眼中？从今晚可么啊？再多好啊！
On the edges of the ancient city, a lot of private persons are waiting to offer transportation to the surrounding landmarks. They are all reliable, cheap and safe. I asked one of them to bring me to the Napa Lake, just 10 kilometers east of the town. At this time of the year the lake is dry, and that's a great opportunity to explore the area on the back of a Tibetan horse. This is a very convenient way to get close to the yaks, pigs and sheep which graze here or migrate for some feed. After a short walk I reach a typical Tibetan village. It is a contemplative place, very quiet. Domestic animals live on the roads. Here and there some houses are getting repaired and everybody is friendly to foreigners. In the afternoon, the ropeway to the Blue Mountain Valley is the next goal, which I reach by hitchhiking. The ropeway has two sections. The first one gets to an altitude of 4,000 meters and the second one brings the visitors another 800 meters higher. Because of the thin air and the snowfall, I get out at the first section. There is a small shop which sells countless roots and herbs that grow here. Of course, people make photos here as well, and they seem to like snowball fights. The airport of Shangrila is very contemplative. By using one of the few daily flights, I leave the highlands, and after a short stopover in Kunming, I arrive at the town of Guilin in the province of Guangxi.